Here's a magnetic way to reach out to prospects cold, to warm them up to get interested in your products and services, and then to ultimately discover hot buyers in your marketplace. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefing's Copywriting Tips. Now, this has both a copy formula and an approach that puts you in front of qualified prospects in a meaningful way. This can be done cold, on the phone, by social media direct messages, or by other means, including researching the address of someone and just sending them a letter. It's built upon the concept of lead generation and offers something of value. I'm going to give you both some of the mistakes to avoid when sending direct messages to people, because there are folks that'll teach just go onto LinkedIn, just go onto Instagram, just go onto Facebook and start messaging people. But with the right approach, you're going to be able to turn cold contacts into warm leads. And this actually builds on a strategy that I've taught clients for years, that's in my cold calling program, that talks about turning a small amount of money into a large amount of money. But that's not the main thing here. First, you have to understand a target audience. The biggest mistake you can make is just hiring somebody to start pinging people. So there's a lot of social media management tools, there's a lot of customer relationship management tools that you can just start loading it up with contacts, and then you can direct message them, and it seems like the more contacts might be better. But the truth of it is, if you don't have a target market, you won't know where to look to contact people who can buy from you. A target market would include a avatar, customer avatar, or a buyer persona, and it would include an analysis of where do these people hang out. So if they hang out on message boards, social media sites, LinkedIn, any kind of platform, it doesn't matter, trade association, whatever, you can then now focus 100% of your energy on the highest value prospects for your business. Number two, you want to have a relevant opener. So this opener could be a compliment. This opener could be a response to a post. So, for example, let's say you're on LinkedIn and you're interacting with somebody. So they posted, you're replying to their post, you've interacted with them, maybe your friends liked or whatever. Then you can direct message, open with a compliment. Hey, I've always liked your posts. Now I got a message here today that says, hey Justin, absolutely love the vibe of your page. It seems like you're also incredibly driven at what you do. Now, this is very important because this opener connects with the relevance of the reason you're contacting them. The biggest mistake you can make is simply blasting people. I don't know if you're on LinkedIn and you get those free certification things, or somebody will direct message you about a certification. It's so annoying. Instead, they opened with something relevant. Now, I like the vibe of your page is not as relevant because on my Instagram, this came over Instagram. I'm not really spending a lot of time there, but it is a okay bridge to the next message, which is some kind of elevator pitch. So in this particular message, it says, since I specialize in time effective fitness solutions for driven men in the business analyst energy industry, to get them operating at 100%, I thought I'd give you a quick proposal demonstrating how I could see us potentially working together. Okay, so what we've done here now, this is the elevator pitch. The time effective fitness solutions is kind of like the unique selling proposition, but there is a connection between the opener, driven men. So again, that's that value of the target audience. And then there's some benefits. So highlight the benefits. Now, this is not perfect. You could use something different for your business, but what I'm telling you is that that elevator pitch is a connection between why are you contacting them and what can you do for the other person. It is a massive mistake to lead with your product. I don't care about the product. Now, I just happen to be a driven man who is 30 pounds overweight and would like to improve my physical condition and my efficiency. So this clicked with me because the individual did their homework. You can look at my Instagram photos and tell I need to lose some weight. So again, this is the third point in the cold connection, is relevance in an elevator pitch. Now, finally, four, there is an offer. It is a massive mistake to connect with anybody, whether it's hot, cold, whether it's a hot lead or a cold contact, to connect with anybody without a clear and specific offer. Now, in this case, the offer is built into the elevator pitch as well, because he's telling me how he can demonstrate. Okay, he's not going to show me, he's going to demonstrate how we could work together to get in a good physical fitness, And now he says, would you like me to send it over to you? So he's offering to send me something for free, no obligation. I don't have to schedule an appointment. I don't have to talk to him. He's going to send me over something for free that I could read over. Now, this kind of connection works with my established instant credibility because you could put somebody on the phone, you could put somebody on the internet, you could send emails to your list that says, "Hey, if you're interested in doing X, whatever it is that you do," then you position yourself through your elevator pitch, and then at the end you offer them a special report, a free training program. In fact, I'm going to start having somebody do this with my cold contacts, sending folks to podcasts, sending them somewhere that is going to uniquely help them because, again, I've researched the target market, I've understood their needs and concerns, I've got a little bit of evidence that what I have might benefit them, and then I offered them something that is pretty much no obligation. Now, in the use of direct messages to make these connections, they are trying to make a connection with you so that they can follow your posts. It's easier to reply and start building that relationship. And then when we're doing conversion rate optimization or we're doing campaign management for clients, we have tools that let us monitor 20, 30, 40 different social media accounts. So it's not that difficult. But you can start this with the account you have on a platform where your prospects are, and you can literally turn cold contacts into warm connections and then finally hot buyers. Now, are we going to sell a product through a direct message? No, we're not going to sell a product through a direct message. It is a massive mistake to try to sell on the first interaction. Only jerks would go out on a date with somebody and try to have sex on the first date. Now, there are people who will put out on a first date, but are they the type of people we want to invest their time and money in? This is not meant to be social commentary, but often the customer who buys on the first interaction, they either had such a massive pent up need and they're desperate to buy a solution, or they're going to be trouble later because they bought something they didn't quite understand. So for my clients, business owners, executives, high income professionals, freelance marketers, those folks, you want to sell services that people, they don't have to fully understand how to do it, but they have to understand the value of it. They have to have understand the expectations. They have to be able to work with the solution enough that they aren't going to have buyer's remorse. It's a massive mistake to start blasting out these things. And I know you see it. I know you see the direct messages from the girls that say, "Hey, I'd like to get to know you better." The phishing attempts. I know you get messages from people that say, "Hey, you need a degree, you need a certification." In order to connect cold but still deliver value, it's short, it's sweet, it's focused on a specific target audience. Now, in this example I gave you, it says fitness solutions for driven men in the business analysts industry to get them operating at 100%. They could have tuned this up a little bit because I'm not quite business analyst industry, but I understand where that's coming from. It's not a big deal. But everything about this message is audience driven. And so it's, "Hey, by the way, I notice that you're talking a lot about this challenge you're facing in business. You might not be aware, but this is what the problems we've been solving for years. If you'd like me to send you some free information that helps you start addressing and solving that problem, just say yes. Let me know." You know, I frequently use a soft approach where if I'm interacting with somebody on a message board, and I've talked about this before, how I provide complete and full replies because every message response pretty much is a draft for a newsletter, is a draft for something else. But if there's a heated conversation or there's a conversation going back and forth, I will direct message somebody and say, "Hey, it looks like you have a lot of interest in this topic. I'd love to chat with you privately and see if there's anything we can do to help you solve that problem. And I like to see if we're a good match. I notice you're having a challenge in such and such an area based on this comment that you made. If you'd like to talk it over, let's schedule 15 minutes. I'd like to send you a copy of a special report." Do you see how this works? It's a very soft connect, but it does help you identify the audience. So you know the general market. Now we're starting to add members to that audience. And so you've got their Instagram feed, or you've got their LinkedIn channel, or you got their Facebook. Now, again, these platforms are not selling platforms. Social media is not a selling platform. It is a research platform, which a lot of people miss, but it's also to just start building that soft connection. Then we get them off that list. So for example, if I replied to this guy and said, would you, yes, sure, send it over. He's going to ask for an email address. He's going to ask for a postal address. More likely, it's going to be an email address because, again, he wants to get me off that original platform. It's a huge mistake to continue the selling relationship on the platform of the initial connection because a lot of these people are just going on to Instagram to look at tits. Okay, they're out there. Majority of my audience is male, so you know what I'm talking about. You're going on there to look at TNA, and you're not really thinking about business. Now somebody comes along. Now fitness is a good match on Instagram, but someone comes along and says, "Hey, I think we have a solution that might help you. If you'd like more information, I'll send it over." Now you're not going to call it information. In this case, he calls it a proposal, and because he's proposing fitness coaching because that's what the person does. But again, that I have no idea who this dude is. And he was able to connect with me in a relevant and meaningful way that caused me to say, hey, wait a second. This isn't spam. This is something I might be interested in. So let me tell you what my reply was, because I went and did a little research. I found they have a 12-week challenge, so that's good marketing. And I said, what's your LinkedIn page? Because again, I want to get them off the Instagram platform. I want to learn a little bit more about the company. I want to see their LinkedIn page. I don't care about their email address. I already found their website. And I say, I found your website at such and such. I like your marketing. How active is your list of business owners and executives? Because it turns out my audience is also business owners and executives who tend to be affluent or high net worth individuals, and I've got a solution for them. So I'm looking at joint venture partnership. And then finally, while I could benefit from dropping 30 pounds, I'm already on that journey. Tell me a little bit more about what you're doing here as far as marketing is concerned. So I didn't get upset about the direct contact. I didn't get upset that he's implying that I need to lose some weight. It is a journey that I'm on, so it's a relevant message, but ultimately, I want to connect on the marketing side. So here's another aspect of the cold connection that's made through direct message. You want to be looking for not only prospects, but people who reach your audience already. He's got a fitness offer. I've got a mindset offer. He's got a fitness offer. I've got a how to manage your business better offer. So you could have more time for exercise if your business was more efficient and had better controls and better systems. Do you see how there's a match there? So people are not going to be upset if you contact them the right way, which again is focusing on a target audience, having a relevant compliment or connection when you open, having an elevator pitch that ties things together, and then offering them something simple, something that has no risk on their part. A special report, a proposal, a blueprint, free training, a free webinar. Again, this is lead generation. And then when they respond, they're now a warm connection. Now, how do we turn that warm connection into a hot buyer? Well, I've got a number of reports that are about that. But again, it has to do with cultivating that relationship, better understanding their needs, and then ultimately setting up a proposal or a discovery call, some kind of appointment to get them into the sales funnel. But again, they've taken a huge leap by responding to your direct message. If you do this right, they're going to be very happy with it. Don't make the mistakes that I've talked about here. Don't rush into the direct message by just outsourcing it and having, basically what's spam. Instead, narrow focus, niche, relevant messaging, and then while you're out there researching the people in your target audience, go ahead and put them in your contact manager. Okay, get them in your CRM system. Find their LinkedIn profile, find their Instagram handles, find their Facebook page, find their website, get their postal address, get their telephone number. Because as you're qualifying these individuals, now you can feed your same audience targeting. You can do so much more. So if you're interested in doubling your sales flow, now what does that mean? That means twice as many sales on the same amount or less effort. Then you're going to want to visit us at www.adbriefings.co.uk. We talk about the business of copywriting. We talk about marketing systems. We talk about editorial efficiency. We talk about ways that you can get in front of more buyers with efficient communications using digital media, using offline media. Because again, true decision makers aren't sitting around on Instagram. I barely log into these platforms. I use tools to manage all my social media. Even the typical executive that I work with is not actually on a computer all day. They've got other things to do. But anyway, if you're interested in that, get out to www.adbriefings.co.uk, where we can offer you some ideas and concepts that are going to help you increase your sales, boost your profits, and help your overall shop run more efficient. There you will find a place to ask questions on the contact page. You'll find a free newsletter and much more. Remember, cold contacts still work. It works by telephone, it works by direct message, and it's a great way to build up a list to then introduce the prospect newsletter or to introduce other resources to build that relationship to get hot buyers in your business. I want to thank you for being a part of this newsletter. There's much more to enjoy over at the website and in the coaching program. But until then, I'll see you next time. I'm Justin Hitt with Ad Briefings Copywriting Tips.